Hey guys, welcome back to Whitty's Gear Review. Today we're going to look at some tools that you would have more in a go bag or a inch bag or possibly a get home bag, or that you would use, generally for maybe an urban environment. And the first one we're going to look at is the Spec Ops pry tool. Spec Ops is a decent company. They do give like 3% back to veterans on every purchase that's made. And basically this is just a hammer with a cloth foot on one end and a pry bar on the other. And it's a pretty heavy tool. We take out our scale. We're looking at 10.9 ounces. Or 300 grams. But the good thing about this is you can use this as a, getting out of a car. If you're in an accident and you have to get out of your car, or if somebody's stuck in a car and you're trying to get to them, you have a hammer on one end. You can break glass with it, break glass with that end, pry a door open. Bunch of different uses, right? And it'll slide down in molly webbing, so you can carry it on the outside of a bag without having to worry too much of being inside a bag poking in the stuff. So you can just slide it to the outside of a bag, carry it that way, but it gives you a hammer, gives you a flat, more of a flat pry bar, and then of course you got your leverage there of pulling things out that way. So that's a Spec Ops tool. The next one is a Gulfmew. That's the name on it. I'll show you the box. Gulfmew. And this is what they're calling their 10-inch EDC pry bar multi-tool. Now this one's a little more unique. Gives you the pry bar option, which is more like your standard crowbar, right? Right on the end, looks like a standard crowbar. Then you've got a bunch of cordage for the handle. Then you've got this end. I will say this is 420 stainless steel that's black powder coated. So you've got more like a big gut hook slash, skinning hook or paracord cutter. This one comes to a point, but it's not super sharp. You could probably use that edge to cut through a box and some tape, but that's more of a scraper. Kind of like a chisel. This end, that's totally different. That part's sharp. I was actually surprised for this kind of tool how sharp it was. Right out of the box. I mean, it has no problem cutting through the paper, of course. And then these, I guess they could have, in my opinion, that seems like that would maybe be a weak point in the blade. I think if that one time you were having to remove a bolt to save your life, and it happened to be one of these 3 sizes, then this is the best tool ever made, right? But other than that, what are the chances? And I'm sure that's probably pretty common. Let's see. Well, if it was this size of a bolt, you could get out. Or you could take it apart or free yourself or whatever. So that's just a 1/2 inch. So, okay. I take that back. It could be useful. You're stuck to those 3 sizes. But all in all, I mean, it's a good tool. The only thing I notice is this isn't very well made. I'm going to try to make a leather sheath for it. It's a little bit better because that is your handle, per se, if you're trying to get some leverage. And that thing's super sharp. I guess if you're right-handed, you know, you have the back. You have the back, but you don't want to grab it like that. I promise you that. You're going to know real quick that was a bad idea. So this kind of folds over, but, you know, you just want to be careful, guys, if you're putting a lot of leverage, because I'm sure it could cut through this and you'll do some damage to that hand. I mean, you can pry here, but to get the full pry bar length like you would on this tool, it's like you want to grab it back here. You know, if you were trying to pull a nail out of a board, seems like you'd want to be back on it to get that leverage. Where you have that option here, you've got all that extra handle you can get on. So just keep that in mind. I think it's a good tool. I like it. I mean, it's sharp. Throwing it in a go bag or get home bag just to have a pry tool, a really sharp cutting knife, 3 different size configurations for bolts, and then a pry tool or a scraper and a gut hook or cordage cutter. And I'll leave links in the descriptions of these. I think they were both around the same price, like $17. I think this one right now is $17.99. This one was on sale, and I want to say it was the same price, but I'll leave a link in the description to both of these. It'll take you to the shop I bought them on Amazon if you want to go check them out for yourselves. But I just thought I'd show you a couple of kind of like pry manipulation tools that if you're building a go bag, get home bag, inch bag, anything like that, and you're looking for some kind of bigger pry tool but still real slender, that would fit good in a bag and still has more than one use, right? Pry bar, cutter and knife, and then hammer, 2 different pry bars. Those are both good options if you want a tool that'll do more than one thing, and that's typically what I try to put in my bag. Something that has multiple functions, so I don't have to carry multiple tools. Maybe I can carry one in place of 3. Anyways, guys, do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, click all those notifications. There are three ways to support the channel. We've got our merch shop up, buy me a coffee, and you can subscribe to the channel. But more than any of that, give us a thumbs up, share us with your friends. All that helps get the channel recognized, gets my content out there, so we can reach more people. Let me know what you think about these 2 tools. Would you use them? Would it go in your bag, in your car? I think either one of them would be good to throw in a toolbox in a truck, my honest opinion. Let us know, guys. Love y'all. See you on the next one.